We've got temperatures in the 70s right now, 76 degrees in Springfield, 75 in Branson, 73 in West Plains. We've got dew points sitting in the upper 60s and lower 70s, making for a very muggy morning. We've got a couple of clouds out there in our eastern counties and an isolated shower or two. Now looking at widespread shower chances through the morning hours. We've got heat advisories in our western counties. Those go into effect at 1 o'clock this afternoon and continue through 8 o'clock this evening. Tomorrow, everybody under a heat advisory that starts at 1 o'clock Tuesday afternoon and goes through 8 o'clock Tuesday evening. We'll have a couple of clouds this morning. By lunchtime, temperatures will be in the middle and upper 80s. We'll get to see more sunshine. Temperatures will top off this afternoon in the lower to middle 90s with feel-like temperatures in the upper 90s and lower triple digits. This afternoon, we'll also have a spotty shower chance, mainly in our eastern counties. I don't expect everyone to see rain. I do expect everybody to make it into the 90s today. Then through the overnight hours, another muggy start tomorrow with temperatures in the 70s. Now, by this afternoon, everyone will be having feel-like temperatures in the upper 90s and some triple digits, feeling like 107 by this afternoon up in Nevada and Clinton, feeling like 103 here in Springfield. Tomorrow, more sunshine, feel-like temperatures again in the triple digits, feeling like 106. We've got shower chances Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend as a front sets up over the Ozarks. Good news is that temperatures will be in the 80s by the end of the week.
Thank you, Beth. Taney County paramedics have taken action to increase their own safety with the purchase of new ballistic gear.
Each medic has received their own bulletproof vest. Our Hannah Zettel joins us now after meeting with them about this safety precaution.
Well, that's right. Paramedics are often the first to arrive on scene of an emergency, many times before that location is even secured. And in recent years, assaults on first responders have increased across the country. And while no firearms have been pulled on a TCAD medic, Lieutenant Jonathan Tudor says the bulletproof vests are a proactive measure that required a lot of planning.
Ballistic gear is not something you can go to your local discount store and purchase, as well as it's not a one-size-fits-all. There's all types of ballistic gear with all types of protection levels. So we wanted to find out what would be the best for us.
Reviewing incidents from across the country, TCAD chose to invest in these vests. Paramedics were sized for the new gear, and armor was designed for best fit, comfort, and protection. The idea was first discussed over 2 years ago, and this investment required time for research, budgeting, and fittings. TCAD paramedics have developed a list of dangerous situations based on existing calls that will alert paramedics to scenes where they need to wear that body armor. And TCAD wants the public to know this upgrade to personnel safety is not because of any specific threat. Rather, TCAD invested in this additional layer to be prepared if there ever comes a day that they should need it.
Hannah Zettel, thank you very much for that report. We have news around the Ozarks. Hickory County is joining a growing list of districts considering last-minute ordinances against big industrial farms. A new state law is set to take effect on August 28th that prohibits counties from making independent regulations on concentrated animal feeding operations, also known as CAFOs. The news leader reports dozens of people met this week in Wheatland, some concerned about CAFOs being too close to their property and water source. Bill McBrayer says waste runoff from big farms can pollute local streams. Several residents plan to propose rules to county commissioners to keep CAFOs a reasonable distance away. If approved, they would be grandfathered in after the 28th, but others disagreed, saying the new law means state rules govern, period. Plus, there may not be enough time for public comments and legal review in the next week and a half.
Some education news for you. After decades of growth at Missouri State, enrollment at the school is expected to drop this year. The news leader spoke with President Cliff Smart, who says about 3% less students will start classes today, but he believes there's a few reasons for this change. First, the number of high school grads has decreased overall. There's also more competition in school selection now. There are fewer non-traditional and transfer students with employment being so high, and then because of political and economic problems around the world, it means less international students. With small numbers comes less revenue and fewer staff, though, and the university does expect a $5 million loss, but it has already made budget adjustments for that. Leaders are also coming up with a long-term recruiting plan in September with input from the campus and community.
And even though there will be fewer non-traditional students heading to class today, they'll be there. Those are older students who are trying to get their degrees. Caller 10 spent an afternoon with Ashley Shine, who works as a firefighter full-time. She also works another part-time job and goes to college full-time as well. She says it's possible and shares her experience of working and going to school at 26 years old.
I never thought that I would be doing everything I'm doing, and I just keep saying yes to more and more stuff, and somehow, if you really want it, you'll make it work out. If you make a schedule and can plan it out, I think you can work it out. You'd be surprised what you can get done just by, setting a time and a goal.
Shine is currently getting her degree in emergency management and is hoping to graduate soon.
To some political coverage now for you. We're just over a year away from the 2020 election.
Right now, there are some cracks in the armor.
We spoke with political science professor Dan Ponder on the strategy for both Republicans and Democrats ahead of that election. He believes Republicans are in the lead, but that could change if the economy goes downhill toward a recession. Democrats will have to lessen the gap in heavily Republican-favored areas of the state as well. Yet the goal for both parties is to increase voter turnout.
I think that's going to be more of a strategy in terms of issues for Democrats or left-leaning independents to put issues on the ballot through the initiative process and get them passed that way, as opposed to relying on a heavily Republican legislature. I still think Republicans are in a pretty good situation now, and they have been in Missouri for a number of years now. But there are things that are out there that, whether we want to call them landmines or not, that need to be navigated, and that Democrats are going to be looking to try to take advantage of.
And in your medical coverage, Mercy celebrates 1 decade of helping children fight cancer. That's due to its partnership between the Mercy Kids Jane Pitt Pediatric Cancer Center and the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. The partnership helps keep families and kids at home by bringing St. Jude's developed treatments to the hospital. Organizers say St. Jude treatments have helped increase child cancer survival rates from 20% to a whopping 80% over the last 50 years.
So it's a great opportunity to be a part of 2 organizations, St. Jude Children's Hospital and Springfield Mercy Hospital, that have joined in efforts to provide cancer and hematology care for our kids close to home.
The partnership between Mercy and St. Jude's has served more than 3,000 local kids over the last 10 years.
We take a look at what's trending now and some big news around the country, really, but we're looking at Ohio. Deputies have stopped a few threats of mass shootings over the weekend, right?
Right. It's a nice change of pace considering the shootings, the deadly shootings we were hearing before. We're hearing about those plots being foiled now, and a white nationalist, self-proclaimed, is expected to be arraigned in Ohio after allegedly plotting a mass shooting against Jews, and at least 2 more alleged shooting plots have also been broken up in the last week as well. And
that story will be covered extensively on CBS this morning. Of course, that follows us here on Daybreak. One last check of our forecast, though, with Beth before we head out the door.
It's going to be hot today. I feel like temperatures in the triple digits today, tomorrow, and we'll have shower chances return Wednesday and stick around through the weekend.
All right, you can also catch Ozarks Fox AM coming up next. Kelly is giving Jeremy a nice little massage. We need one of those too. Wait a minute, don't go anywhere.